got someone here waiting. I know. I had a couple minutes that Spirit needed to prepare me. So, hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. My name is Julia Rose. I'm a psychic medium and Kundalini Reiki master teacher, and I pray this message finds you at the precise time you need it. As always, take what resonates with you and leave the rest for everyone else to find, as these are collective messages, so put it where it fits. Lately, these energy updates have not been timeless, but if you find this at a later point, there is something here for you. Whether it's the resurgence of a similar energy in the collective, or there's something in your personal transits karmically that are reflecting this kind of energy that we're pinpointing in this today. So after I finish channeling all these messages, I'm going to go back and I'm going to change the title of this video so you'll know that when it finds you, there's something there for you. It's not just about it being a collective energy check-in, but hello everyone. I know, I'm rambling. Hello, welcome in, but that's also my job, so. Hopefully it's nice to hear my voice again. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead first and offer Dragon's Blood Sage to God and Goddess, the divine source of all that is, and extend my gratitude and ask for blessings and clarity as we move through today's messages. And I'm so grateful that you use me to facilitate these channeled messages. Thank you for strengthening my gifts and my ability to hear you so that I can be a direct channel for you and for all of my angels and my spirit guides. Thank you to the archangels who are here today. I know Archangel Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel specifically are in the house, but you're probably going to hear the other archangels that are present with you. I ask that they collaboratively create a sacred space between where I am translating these messages and where you are receiving them. And last but not least ever, thank you to my ancestors for getting me here. And I want to thank all of your angels and guides who brought you here, all of your intuitive nudges that said, hey, Julia Rose has a message for me. Thank you for being here, and I offer this sage to your spirit teams as well as to you. Okay, so Spirit says, give it another second. I'm gonna pull some cards, but I already know this energy's been absolutely nuts. It's already been absolutely nuts. If you're not familiar with space weather things like sunspot regions or geomagnetic storms or why solar flares affect sensitive people who are very intuitive, psychic, and empathic, I highly suggest that you take up a research to understand these influences better on the Earth's geomagnetic field, as well as extrapolating and interpreting from that information how it's going to affect you, because you also carry an electromagnetic field. Again, light it's a wave and a particle, and electricity is that same thing. Electromagnetic waves are light and wave particles. So everything is affected by these shifts planetarily. So it's important to keep an eye on what's happening in the sun's weather. And if this goes over your head, that's okay, it's not for you. But thank you to everyone who's here with me. So, again, put it where it fits. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If you want a useful app to download, I use the Space Weather app, Space Weather Live. I have an iPhone, so I downloaded that from the App Store, and I found it to be incredibly helpful because sometimes I'll notice that I feel a really intense shift in my energy, and then maybe a couple of days later or a few hours, depending on the type of shift that it is and what else is going on collectively, I'll see a notification for these changes coming in. So it's been a nice training exercise for validation. So I'm not a sponsor for that app, but I do think it's helpful if you're wanting to get deeper into that. So off the bat, you guys in this collective energy, it's been like, okay, last check-in, we talked about passing the tests, all the tests that you were passing. Maybe I didn't talk about that. Maybe that was the Why did I change it to a January calendar? Why did I do that? Okay, let's backtrack a little bit here. Full moon in Gemini. All right. Full moon in Gemini, one of the first points that came through was these chaotic disruptions that create desire clarifying experiences of contrast that show you the truth of where you are and the truth of who you have become. So a few days ago, everyone was in this collective energy of going through a lot of tests, a lot of initiations to see, okay, well, like, are you really going to listen to fear? For some of you, that was one of your tests. For others of you, it was about doing the thing. Yeah, it's really been about stepping past fear, doing the things that scare you or that have scared you in the past. It's been a lot of intense exposure therapy, if you want to look at it that way, like spirit throwing you out into circumstances where you are being shown just how strong you've become through the mirror of your past. So for some of you in this energy, this has looked like being thrown into the mix with people from your past to show you exactly how far you have gone in the right direction following your intuition. Okay? A lot of you, this is about reconnecting with people from your past. Maybe this is related to specific communities that you once identified with, and you had a really hard time kind of grappling with your need for separation and your desire for independence, as well as to acknowledge, to be validated in your truths and in the things that you wanted for yourself that were kind of deviating from the pack mentality, whatever that community situation was. Okay. And now maybe that's you running into one person, maybe that's multiple synchronicities about a time period in your life that have been coming back to kind of show you, hey, look at how far you've come. In those defining moments of recognizing your strength, you're starting to see that actually you have become the person that you wanted to be. Even if it's okay to still feel like you're not that person yet. You're still like, okay, I still need to work on that. I still want to go there, still want to create that, still want to achieve that. But you need to recognize that the people from your past, they don't even understand you anymore. You have come so far that they don't even recognize you. Or they see a familiar face in you, but they go, oh my God, like who? How? They don't understand, because they have not made similar choices to evolve. Even if some of you have felt that desire to break away in some of these folks that you're starting to interact with, and I really mean break away from what's familiar, regardless of what those circumstances are, these situations have been brought back around for you to see that you actually made the hardest choices to stand up for yourself and carve your own direction forward, instead of going the direction everyone else was, instead of going downstream, swimming with the currents. You said, we're shifting to dry land because I don't like this current. I don't like this stream. I know where it's taking me, and that's not where I want to be. You have been expanding your consciousness at such a rapid rate, and you are actually being brought back around to some of these very specific individuals, very specific, because it's not coincidental who you are encountering at this time or how you are encountering them. It is very intentional. It is very specific, because you are meant to be reflecting back to them certain desires that they have had, but did not have proof that it was possible. You became their beacon. You became proof of what happens when you don't listen to doubt anymore. That's why you had all of these tests first. So you could see, oh wow, I'm not listening to fear the same way I used to. So that way, when all these situations happened where these people started popping up, these memories, these synchronicities, some of you, I'm seeing like you're flipping through old videos on your Snapchat or like camera roll or something like that. You're seeing, whoa, that's really not who I am anymore. That's really not who I am anymore. And you have been brought through some of these circumstances where you're being met with people from your past because you needed to see that it's not about being shameful. It's not about, how do you say, Spirit? It's not about you being ashamed of who you were or what you went through. It's about the fact that despite everything, you became someone that you're proud to be, or you recognize that you are well on your way. And that's the kind of hope that these people needed to recognize. They needed to see that there is life after blank. There is happiness after blank. There is happiness outside of blank. There was joy, love, freedom outside of, beyond blank, whatever it is. Your spirit guides are so proud of you. Your spirit guides are so proud of you. Topi, I'm glad this is resonating, and you're not the only one in the collective here on my channel who's had an NDE. In case you were wanting to connect with people or be in a space, yep, with an NDE. Yep. Lisa did too. That can be a very isolating experience. Yeah. Right place, right time. Holy crap. Ace of Pentacles, you guys. Some of you did not actually believe that all of this progress you were making was actually substantially creating a new reality for you. You did not, you were seeing seeds that were planted, but you weren't seeing the whole garden. And you weren't seeing yourself growing as the gardener. But these really intense, kind of brutal experiences for some of you. For some, I mean, it depends on what it was that your soul was learning karmically at this time. But you needed to see that there was proof. There was proof in you following the new roadmap. I'm channeling here, processing a lot of energy. You needed to see that this wasn't just some figment of your imagination. Some of you might still be pinching yourself. Is this real? Is this real? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay? You're growing so quickly. And your spirit guides are just, yeah. Yes, exactly. You can't even make this up. We had the Ace of Pentacles going from the Queen of Swords to the freaking 10 of Swords to the 3, or that's not the 10 of Swords, that's a 10 of Pentacles. Oh. You're not, because I mean, this is exactly the image, right? This is exactly it. This energy that I've been talking about. Seeing the completion in the beginning. Seeing the manifestation in the idea. Seeing the completion and the execution of the idea in its beginning stages, but also in every single step that you take to make it happen. And Pentacles, all about the material plane. All about the material plane. These are not just energetic changes that you've made. This is not just work at the energetic level that you've done. This is everything that you have proven was capable, like you were capable of. Mind over matter. So while this is what has been happening, why all the anger? Why all the depressive energy? Why all of the anger in the collective as well? It's because going through all of these realizations has made your energy body and your subconscious very sensitive. Okay? It's kind of like, can I have a metaphor, spirit? Because it's feeling, it's like a freshly healed, it's like a bruise that's healed, but it's still sore. Okay? And all these new energies are coming in, and they're hitting all of these things that are like half healed, mostly repaired. And so it's creating a little bit of tension. Salt baths are helpful. Moving the energy through your body, exercise is huge right now. Just not being still and staying in a state where this energy is only living in your head. Because some of you might have pressure on your head right now. It's because the energy is trying to move through you, but it's getting stuck up here, and it requires a little bit of movement. Twists are really helpful. Yoga, walking, running, anything that's going to get all the energy to move through you entirely. Okay? That's really going to be beneficial to you at this time. Spirit's telling me you believed in where you are going before you could see it. You believed in where you were going before you could see it. And because you had that faith, that's also what this Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles says. You believed in the outcome before you saw the path. You believed in the reality before it existed. And because of that, your faith is being rewarded. But also, as you're getting triggered by all of these insane geomagnetic storms that are flooding the planet today, as I record this, I don't even know what day it is. I did, and I have to remind myself, because when I'm channeling, I have no idea what's going on. I was planning ahead, you guys. Okay. Today's Wednesday, December 10th. Good Lord. Yes, I'm wearing pajama pants. Oh my Lord. December 10th. And we've got the 12/12 portal coming up on Friday. I mean, this is crazy. Yeah. 12/12 is an angel number of blessings coming in. You could be seeing 10/10, you could be seeing 11/11, 12/12, as well as 12/22. 12/21, December 21st, is the winter solstice. And that's a very important energetic day of the year as well. So I will be coming out live on the first day of winter on the solstice. I don't know about Friday yet. It might end up being later in the evening, like 8:39. But we shall see. If I don't go live on Friday, I always go live on Saturday, and you'll see me Saturday regardless. But I'll probably, if I can't go live on Friday, I'm going to do an upload for the 12/12 energy, okay? Spirit will tell me in the morning tomorrow. Okay. What else do you need to know in this energy? So I want to say that sensitivity is not always defined by physical sensation, okay? Most commonly it is, and if you are heavily clairsentient, or you consider yourself incredibly anxious. It just means that you are very sensitive and don't know how to move the energy through you yet, which is why it's all getting blocked up here. But, and I say that without judgment, because everyone who's clairsentient or empathic has to work through anxiety. So, I say that so some of you are aware of the geomagnetic storms that have been coming through. We're headed into we're in the middle of like a pretty big one. Ironically enough, it started storming here around the same time those notifications hit my phone. And I was like, all right, feels like it. Oh, ow. Okay. So a storm, think about the energetics of a storm, right? Everything gets kicked up, it's chaotic, it's not a very peaceful, happy, settled in energy. It's meant to be stirring the pot. So when you find yourself a little bit all over the place because the geomagnetic storms are also affecting your electromagnetic field, because they're affecting the Earth's electromagnetic field, and you are not separate from the Earth. It affects you just as much. Whether you can feel it or not, that's your own journey. It has that same emotional impact, because emotions are also resonant on an electromagnetic frequency. Moving this energy through you will help you feel a little bit more settled. We had the Three of Swords come out, the Five of Swords, and Justice. And I always have to point it out because it always makes a difference. When I use this deck is not, I don't actually own a traditional, I mean, you can call it traditional, but it's really just what was standardized after the practice already existed. But the Rider Tarot, I don't have a copy of that. I prefer things that resonate with me. Welcome in. This deck particularly, this is the Crystal Tarot, and this Justice card is represented by the number 8, and usually it's represented by the number 11. And we have 3 and 5 here, which adds to 8 as well. And 8 and 8 add to a 16, which is the Tower moment, which is also usually depicted in the tarot decks as kind of a storm-like energy. So as you're starting to see all these things come up, some of the random anger, random depression, you passed all these tests and you're overcoming these triggers by facing them head on, and then you're like chaotic for no reason. It's just because Spirit is trying to close out these chapters, okay? And they're just making sure that nothing's left, that nothing's lingering after you close out these chapters, okay? They're just making sure that it's all boom, clap, complete. But I also heard clean, swept, and complete. So be gentle with yourself in this energy, okay? Ask for help from your spirit guides and from your angels with integrating this energy. You can also ask source energy. You can also ask the earth. And your guardian angels, the archangels. Literally, all you have to do is ask, is like talk out loud, or you can write it down in a journal. It's important to be flexible though as you're experiencing these kicks of energy, because they're trying to get things moving in your reality. So it's important to be moving with them and helping yourself however you can with that processing. It's not about just kind of locking in and grinning and bear it and like, okay, I'm gonna get over it, it's gonna be fine. It's more about that you're acknowledging your emotions and finding a healthy way to transmute them. So maybe that looks like creative or artistic expression. Maybe, again, that looks like exercise. Maybe that looks like dancing. I'm seeing someone dancing here. That looks great. I know, I said running before. Cardio is fantastic for energy like this, okay? Cardio is fantastic. All right, I want to shift to a different deck, Spirit. What else do you need the collective to know? Okay, just kidding. They're like, we have a little bit more energy here first. Okay, okay. I hear ya. Ooh. Okay. Where to now? Oh, I don't have that over here, Spirit. In a second, in a second. Okay. I'm gonna grab some messages from a book that I have here in a bit. I think we're gonna close out the reading today with those messages. What do you need to know right now? Okay. Some of you have been feeling overwhelmed in this energy. Okay. That feels like a good place to start. All of these things coming back to overthinking. These themes here. We have sacral chakra and solar plexus chakra healing, with root chakra healing as well. I feel like some of you, if you normally have a hard time transmuting energy, there's something about the next, I'm hearing 5 weeks, but I also feel like for a lot of you here, it's going to be 5 days. It could be both. The next 5 days and or 5 weeks, you're going to be noticing a profound acceleration of your ability to transmute energy. Okay? To the point that I think you might even be surprised by this. Like, oh my God, it was that easy? Oh my God, it was that just effortless? It's going to be very easy for you to come back to an emotional alignment that you actually desire. And it's not going to be from running or avoiding. It's going to be from sinking into it and allowing. I see you just allowing so much more. allowing yourself to let go of overwhelm when you're feeling like the to-do list is getting a mile long and you're like, you know what, okay, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to do something else that makes me feel like I'm in the energy I want to be, and then return to the next the next responsibility that feels aligned with you, that you can complete in that refreshed energy. It feels like you're prioritizing now, like proactive vibrational reality, like proactive creation. That's really interesting. And I think that's a shift that you haven't been able to fully lock into. I feel like sometimes it's been very easy for you to say, okay, you know what, enough of me haggling or hassling with that kind of situation and pivoting into this. Wow. Yeah. I feel like some of you haven't believed that it could be easy. Some of you haven't believed that transmutation was easy. And I feel like that's something you're going to be learning in the next 5 days to 5 weeks. There might be something that's significant that happens in the next 5 days. Then, yeah, then you're going to see more of how that plays out for you in the next 5 weeks. Did I say days or weeks? Okay, we're moving on. What's next, Spirit? Okay, 1 second. Oh, I don't know how do I do that? Is that, oh my God. All right, so I grabbed 2 books. We'll see which one, if I end up reading from both of them, because I know I'm going to be reading from one of them at least. But there's a little bit more that wants to come out. Yes, that's a wonderful deck to use, Spirit. Okay, let's see. Okay, I see you. I see why you say. Okay. Interesting. Is there another card that wants to come out? I can't say I was expecting those, or at least the first one. I'm hearing, yeah, they're saying not to rush the process. Not to rush the process. Okay? Wait, it's not yet time. Things are being woven. And then we have, you're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, and community. How interesting that this whole message started about learning how strong you are today, seeing how far you've come today because of the reflection of the people from your past that have been flung back onto your timeline just for the sake of mirroring back to you who you no longer are. Wow. You are not alone. I think some of you are surprised at people from your past's acceptance of who you are today. That feels like a strong message here too. And then we have star ancestors. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom, and look a little deeper. Okay, I'm going to pick up the tarot again because that feels timely. Well, we're going to use the deck. Okay, fine. Different deck. Oy, oy, oy. No. Too many. Oh my gosh. I wasn't expecting that. The Fool. The Fool here. For some of you, this is reflecting, the Fool card is reflecting to you your intelligence and your wisdom in relying on your intuition and being led by the divine, being led by spirit. I think that also feels like, yeah, the shift in people's perception of you where they could not understand you before. They're seeing, oh, not so naive. It's not their fault that they didn't understand, but they had to know you then so they could recognize the power that moves through you today. After you've gone through all of these changes, they had to see the then version of you and now. And if anything, for you, it's starting to become clearer to you why your past was what it was. And I'm hearing you're only at the tip of the iceberg in becoming more of yourself. This has been about closing chapters. This has been about you resolving karma and you creating closure for yourself. Healing. What's next isn't so much about healing as it is about chasing your joy unapologetically, knowing that you deserve that as much as anyone else, as much as everyone else. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing some of you, there were people around you that needed to learn from you while you were still in student mode. They needed to learn from you while you were still in student mode. That's a very interesting way. Because the people that are going to be coming to you next, the people that you are meant to serve next, need to have the kind of the teacher-student version of you. The version of you that's assimilated all of these lessons from these life contracts. That's really powerful. Because I don't feel like you're in this energy of crying over, I'm hearing over spilled milk. That I don't like that, but I'm hearing it. Again, I'm just the messenger. It's like you're no longer looking back at like, you know what, it never happened. All these things never happened. But what if they weren't for you? Because the things that you were supposed to step into needed a different version of you that was more aligned with what you actually deserve. Spirit wasn't going to bring you some half-assed manifestation, okay? They're not gonna do that to you, okay? But they need you to understand just how awesome you really are. How much you actually deserve more of whatever it is you want. You didn't believe it because you weren't in an identity that could see it. You weren't in an identity that could recognize your own power. Because I'm student mode. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just learning as much as I can. But you have this ability to absorb things at such a high and deep level that you could walk away with bullet points and write like a whole master's thesis on these things because you understand how everything is connected. For some of you, you didn't trust your intellectual capacity. That's coming through very strongly. You didn't trust your ability to figure things out. You didn't even trust your own intelligence. That makes me so angry for you. That makes me so angry for whatever the heck happened to you. For some of you, you've been healing from emotional abuse and gaslighting. But a lot of abuse in relationships that's here for you. For some of you, this is also about toxic community environments. Like cultish conditioning. Mm-hmm. It's like you didn't even trust your own ability to figure your way out of these things. It's like you didn't understand why, as some of you, people were looking to you to have answers to things that you didn't understand why they were trying to ask your advice because you were the kid or you were the student. You weren't someone who was in a traditionally understood position of power. So maybe some of you resonate with having been parentified as children. Like being your caregiver's confidant and kind of brought up as an equal instead of as a kid. For some of you, this is teachers relying on you to do the teaching when you were in the position of a student. Very interesting. Some of you, this is just naturally because you have leadership qualities. And maybe that's a lot of the learning here too. You didn't recognize that this was an aspect of your leadership. You just thought that, I don't know, I feel it's like it made you feel good to help people and to be there for them. But you were really trying to teach them. People fixer kind of thing. Empaths very often become like people fixers. Not just in the sense of like trying to please people and make them happy, but trying to make them be what you think is best for them. Like people fixing. It's people pleasing times a lot. times a lot. Because people pleasing is also a controlling behavior. And where you were feeling out of control with your sensitivity, it's like some of you gravitated towards some of the kind of scarier or more alarming situations and people that made your nervous system feel threatened because that's what you were raised with as familiar and normal. So unconsciously perpetuating those relationship dynamics, whether or not they're romantic, doesn't really matter. But I feel like that was a place that was also pervading some friendships here. Like believing that you were safest around those who are most threatening to you. And I feel like part of that, like you recognize the danger. I don't know why Spirit's having me go on this, but I'm trusting that it's resonating and it's here for validation for you. Maybe some of you haven't heard this articulated before in this way, in this line of events that I'm here channeling. So it feels like you're starting to come into an awareness of how because your nervous system was never conditioned to peace, love, and safety, it gravitates towards what it knows, not what's healthy. Okay? Which means that your body will consciously or unconsciously seek what is familiar, whether or not it's actually safe for you. So some of you in this energy might also be experiencing a lot of cognitive dissonance, which just means that mentally and emotionally and intellectually, all the different parts of you are not on the same page. So information that is healing to you is making it through, but not to a level that it makes sense for you to act on it yet. Okay? And so actually it feels like the geomagnetic storms are coming into play here with all of these sunburps, solar flares. It's all trying to open you up to getting past the cognitive dissonance, okay? Because your body has been locked into certain vibrational patterns, but really certain really well-worn neural pathways. Every time you repeat a behavior, it gets it's like the groove in your brain, it gets a little bit deeper, it gets a little bit deeper, and it goes the same way, and it becomes a well-oiled machine. So as you're trying to step out and pull yourself up out of these habits that maybe have been with you your whole life, maybe have been with your entire lineage, it's taking a lot of energy. It's taking a lot of energy, a lot of conscious letting go, a lot of, I want to say, like, mental anguish and agony. I feel like a lot of you, this is coming with a lot of frustration because you're wondering why it's not easier. But you can't retrain your tense body into peace with tension. It has to be with peace. It has to be with things that bring you into a nervous system that is focused on resting and digesting. And that feels very unnatural because it's been incredibly threatening, because you're used to having to be on guard to protect yourself. And that's why your body has been drawn to these situations that reflect that constant feeling of danger. And for some of you, this is something you've already worked through and you're just getting the echoes of this right now, integrating it. Okay? But wherever you are on your journey, this has been something you have been working through physically, mentally, and emotionally. It's not just, you can't just psychologically fix this. That's not how it works. Okay? This has to be, it has to be from your body forward, because your body is what is feeling the dissonance with what your mind, the cognition of you is trying to express, trying to integrate. It's cognitive dissonance, okay? And that's, again, why the headaches. Some of you might be having headaches, jaw pain, neck pain, even changes with your digestion. All of these things indicate also extreme thirst. Like, I feel like some of you are feeling really dehydrated. All of these things are trying to literally clear out old density in your body. Some of you might be like releasing stool left, right, and center, like going crazy. It's because everything's trying to flush out. You're trying to be given a new baseline. Every time you have a very, very powerful release of your nervous system and go into what feels like a sloth mode, you're actually speeding up the timelines where the things that you want, that feel peaceful and joyous and loving to you, they find you a lot faster. It requires a lot more rest from you to experience peace. Because when you finally start to slow down, everything in your body is going to be thrown out of whack, which might also mean that you're going to have to start dealing with other issues that arise. Like, some of you might start to get that was a few things I wanted to come out in one word. Okay, try again. I'm hearing hives. I'm seeing like random food allergies that come and go. Maybe some of you experiencing food poisoning randomly. That's also just this energy trying to flush out. Okay. So you have to go easy on yourself. You have to go easy on yourself, okay? You've been trying to create new things, but that means it's going to feel unfamiliar to your body and it's going to feel weird. And that's okay. That's part of the process. Oh my gosh. It's okay. You're okay. You're doing okay. Your guides are very proud of you. Your ancestors are very, very proud of you. They are amazed. They are incredibly proud of you. Because you're doing things that have never been done before. I've been seeing some of you resonating in the chat as generational curse breakers. Generational, we'll say, karmic releases. Generational karmic cleansers. You're like, some of you might be resonating with blood cleansing. That's coming through very strongly. I recommend, if you've been getting synchronicities about blood cleansing, nettle tea, red jasper crystals, as well as copper. Okay, selenite's also good, but you need something that's a little bit more physically focused. Okay. You're so welcome. Long time no see. Yep, Epsom salt baths. Just make sure you're staying hydrated if you're taking salt baths every other day. Just make sure you're going overboard with the hydration too, because that's a lot. No, I'm not taking that because 5 other cards came out. Like, you guys are feeling so... I feel... That's so awful. I feel like some of you guys are feeling so young and like... How do you say... Not young in a bad way, but just like inexperienced. You're feeling so out of your element. And... I feel like you're feeling so out of your element. And it's because your element was something that wasn't safe. You're still learning that it's okay to be where you are. Mm-hmm. Exactly. You can't even make that up. 2 of Wands, 9 of Wands. That's it. It's okay. Just it's okay to decide that you need a break. Because you are healing so much and you're mad that things are not moving faster, but you don't understand how much time you are just skipping by consciously returning to the present, by consciously doing what takes care of you. Not what you think you need to do because that's what everyone tells you is going to ground you, is going to cleanse you, but what actually makes you feel like you're coming back to yourself. If you don't know what that is, book a reading with me and I will channel from your guides and from your inner self, your inner child, exactly what that is for you. Okay, website's in the description box below. Because it doesn't matter what anyone tells you if A, you don't try it and see what works for you, and B, I know it's not Savage Saturday, but you know how it is here. You know how it is here. But also, if you're not listening to your own instincts about what you think is going to make you feel good and feel regulated in the moment. Maybe for someone, it's having a glass of cold water. Maybe it's having hot water with lemon. Maybe it's going out and staring at the sun. Maybe it's petting your pet, your dog, your cat, your donkey, whoever's there. Quality time. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's prayer. Maybe it's exercise. You're the only one that knows. But if you're looking outside of you to see, okay, well, God, what's going to help me? What's going to help me? Try asking your body. Your body knows. Your body has the answer. Okay? This is crazy. I had no idea what I was coming out here to channel. I'm telling you, I'm a channel. I'm a psychic medium and I'm a channeler. So when I'm sitting here talking, I'm just translating energy that is moving through me for you, that I've given permission to kind of use my voice as a microphone. Okay? So when I say spirit says this, I'm referring to my spirit guides that are here helping me to deliver these messages to you. And they're also the ones that are telling me which decks to use, because my decks also have personalities. Okay? They all have their own vibrations that they carry and that speak better on certain topics and translate messages on certain topics better than others. Oracle or tarot, it doesn't matter. So I said what I said is the end of the message. I said what I said. Okay. Oh my gosh, Spirit, what else do you need the collective to know right now? Some of you, it would be very beneficial for you as you're trying to ground yourself after you've gotten grounded or you've gone through these experiences of clarification, but also exposure, that you are doing what you need to do to not only cleanse your energy field, cleanse your aura, but also cleanse your space. The spaces that you frequent the most, your home. Okay? Oh my gosh. That's the message. Spirit said that's the message. And at the end of the day, don't forget to cleanse your space, to cleanse your aura, and cleanse your own energy. If you need help with that, you can book a Reiki session with me. I also do home blessings, okay? And if you're in the tri-state area, I'm in Pennsylvania. I also travel around in the area, okay? Book with me. Reach out to me if you're needing help with this, okay? Is there anything else, Spirit? Spirit animal? They said nope. See, I got the books. I thought I was gonna book scry for you. They just said that's it. That's it. All right, if I don't see you Friday, I will see you Saturday for my Saturday morning lives, where I always say what I say. I said what I said. And it'll be what it is. I'm not cool. And that's okay. I'm totally weird and I love it. And I know you are too, which is why we're here hanging out. All right. I'm gonna see you tomorrow on YouTube and on a Patreon upload, okay? I feel like this is a standalone. Otherwise, I would have done a Patreon continuation, but Spirit's not telling me that there is that for this message. So stay tuned. I'll be doing a pick a card soon over there as well, and I'm excited. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out today. I pray that these messages helped you in some way or help inform your perspective of someone else around you in some way. Take what resonates, put it where it fits, and I love you so much. If you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you here, and I know my beautiful regulars would too. And I will see you in the next one, okay? I'll be making I know, I keep saying it, but I keep remembering other things I have to say. I'm going to be putting the time for the live for Saturday up after I hop off the phone now, okay? Oh my gosh. Take it easy, folks. Take it easy. See you in the next one. Bye.